Today we're going to focus on situations in which we are the preflop caller and single raised pots. So last time we looked at where we were the preflop raiser and we looked at single raised pots. So just as a reminder, this player is slightly winning over the sample size he sent me, but break even in terms of expected value, and I would say that is the more important metric that we look at. And he's playing 21-19 with a pretty high 3-bet and a pretty high fold to 3-bet, and that's just a general idea of his play. So let's go to Hold'em Manager, and we're going to look at more filters, and we're going to go to Advanced Filters. And the way we're going to set this up is player won or lost big blinds. We want it to be greater than 70. We face preflop 3-bet is false, VPIP is true, but PFR is false. So all these things set it up so that, well, in addition to when we go to basic filters, there's either a raiser and a caller before us. So single raised pots and single raised pots, and we end up just calling. So let's take a look at some of these hands and classify them in our chart. We're going to continue the chart from last time. We have the variance, bad luck, spew, and overplay. Now the difference between variance and bad luck, variance is like coolers, situations that I think we played the hand optimally and we ended up losing. Bad luck, we got it in good and just ended up losing. So let's look at the first one, pocket eights. Let's take a look. 25-22 player raises, 11% 3-bet. He c-bets the flop 100% of the time. It is 2-6-10 flop. He continuation bets. I think we have the best hand quite often here. I like calling. Sometimes, actually, no, I do like calling here. I think if the, we've got position. If we raise, we don't expect better hands to come over the top. So we do end up making the call, and the turn is an ace, and he bets again. And it's a pretty good card for him to double barrel. If we are pretty stubborn, he double barrels quite often too. So I could see calling here again. And I actually don't know how often he triple barrels, but I know he c-bets a lot. He c-bets 100% of the time when he's heads up. If we break that down even more specifically, let's see if we can bring up his overall HUD. Here we go. So, he continuation bets ridiculously often. And then, he double barrels. So I could see calling here again. We end up raising, and we raise to a pretty small amount. It's like we min raise. And I don't see much merit for it because I don't think a hand that either has equity or is ahead of us is going to fold. If we think that the majority of his hands are going to be draws here, then I could see calling. I could see putting in a small raise just to get value, but I think it's too thin here. So it's like we're turning our hand into a bluff, made hand into a bluff. He calls and the river's a 5, and I would definitely not bet this. So I think shoving here is too ambitious. If he had a misdraw, we are ahead, and we have the best hand anyhow. So it's like we're bluffing with the best hand, and I don't think he'll ever fold an ace. Basically, I don't think he might fold a 10, but yeah, I don't know. I think river's a spew. So he ends up showing up with ace-king, and that's that. So I would say pocket eights here. Let me classify that. 8-8, raised, turn, on ace, shoved river. I would say that's spew.